the vast, unforgiving expanse of the desert, where the sun blazes mercilessly and the winds whisper secrets of survival, there exists a creature that embodies resilience, the camel. But today, we delve into a haunting tale that reveals the darker side of this majestic beast. Picture, if you will, a camel, its once proud silhouette marred by a horrific honeycomb wound, a grotesque testament to the brutal realities of life in the wild. This wound, a gaping maw of flesh and infection, resembles a honeycomb not for its sweetness, but for the myriad of holes and cavities that teem with life that is anything but benign. As we peer closer, the true horror unfolds. This wound is not merely a result of a careless encounter. In the heart of the Australian outback, where the sun blazes mercilessly and the air shimmers with heat, a scene unfolds that is both shocking and grotesque. Picture a kangaroo, a symbol of the wild, bounding gracefully across the rugged terrain. But today, this kangaroo is not the picture of health and vitality. Instead, it is a harrowing sight. A horrific wound festers on its side, a gaping hole that seems to pulse with life. This is no ordinary injury. It is the result of a bee infestation, a dark twist of nature that reveals the brutal realities of survival in the wild. As we delve deeper into this unsettling scenario, we uncover the grim details of how a seemingly innocuous creature can become a host for a swarm of bees, leading to a fate that is as tragic as it is fascinating. The wound on the kangaroo's flank is a gruesome testament to the power of nature's smallest creatures. Bees, often celebrated for their role in pollination and honey production, can also be agents of destruction. In this case, a colony of bees has taken up residence in the kangaroo's body, burrowing into its flesh and creating a hive within the living tissue. The sight is enough to make even the most hardened observer recoil in horror. The bees, driven by instinct and the need to protect their queen, have transformed this once majestic animal into a grotesque hive, a living testament to the harsh realities of life in the wild. As we examine the wound more closely, we see the bees buzzing in and out, their tiny bodies glistening with the remnants of the kangaroo's blood. The flesh around the wound is swollen and inflamed, a vivid red that contrasts sharply with the kangaroo's fur. The buzzing sound is a constant reminder of the infestation, a chilling soundtrack to this macabre scene. The kangaroo, in its suffering, embodies the struggle for survival that is inherent in nature. It is a victim of circumstance, caught in a web of life, and death that is as old as time itself. But how does such a horrific infestation occur? It begins with a simple wound, perhaps from a predator or an accident. In the desolate expanse of the Arctic, where the biting winds howl like lost souls, and the icebergs loom like ancient sentinels, a chilling tale unfolds, a tale that intertwines the majesty of nature with the grotesque realities of survival. Picture, if you will, a polar bear, the very embodiment of strength and resilience, now marred by a horrific wound that tells a story of desperation and decay. This is not just any injury. It is a gaping, festering hive of bees, a grotesque spectacle that defies the natural order. As the camera zooms in, the viewer is met with a sight that is both shocking and captivating. The bear's thick, white fur is matted and stained, revealing a gruesome infestation that has taken hold of its flesh. The bees, those tiny architects of sweetness, have transformed into agents of torment, burrowing into the bear's skin, creating a living nightmare that is as fascinating as it is repulsive. The polar bear, a creature that reigns supreme in its icy domain, now finds itself in a battle for survival against an enemy that is both unexpected and insidious. The hive, a pulsating mass of activity, is a testament to the relentless drive of nature, but it also serves as a grim reminder of the fragility of life. Each bee, with its delicate wings and industrious nature, has become a harbinger of suffering, injecting venom and causing excruciating pain. The bear, once a symbol of power, now appears vulnerable, its eyes reflecting a mix of confusion and agony as it grapples with this bizarre affliction. The juxtaposition of the bear's majesty in the heart of a sun-drenched pasture, where the gentle hum of nature usually sings a soothing lullaby, a dark and unsettling scene unfolds. Picture an ox, a creature typically associated with strength and resilience, now marred by a horrific wound that tells a tale of nature's more sinister side. This is not just any injury, it is a grotesque hive of bees, a living testament to the brutal intersection of life and death. The ox stands there, its massive frame trembling, not from fear but from the sheer weight of the infestation that has taken hold of its flesh. The sight is both shocking and captivating, drawing the viewer into a world where the beauty of nature is overshadowed by its darker impulses. As we delve deeper into this unsettling scenario, we must confront the reality of bee infestations. The ox, once a proud symbol of agricultural might, has become a host for thousands of bees, their tiny bodies buzzing with a frenetic energy that belies the horror of their presence. The hive, nestled within the gaping wound, is a chaotic mass of writhing bodies, their wings flickering like dark shadows against the sun. Each bee, a tiny soldier in a war for survival, has made this unfortunate creature its home, feeding off the very essence of life that sustains it. The wound itself is a grotesque sight, raw flesh exposed, oozing with a mixture of blood and pus, a perfect breeding ground for these relentless invaders. The bees, driven by instinct and the primal need to protect their queen, have transformed this ox into a battlefield. Their stings, sharp and venomous, are not just a means of defense. They are a desperate attempt to secure their territory. Each sting is a reminder of the ox's plight, a painful reminder that nature can be both beautiful